Hello, today's video we have the following content.
Wang Jingyu and Wang Yibo's action blockbuster was defeated by Thelma and Louise. In the movie box office war during the May Day period, the comedy film Thelma and Louise starring Jia Bing, Zhuo, Xiao Shenyang and others achieved a box office counterattack on the third day of its release, successfully surpassing the previous leading film Thelma and Louise. Peacekeeping Riot Squad won the single-day box office title. The film schedule and daily box office of Thelma and Louise are showing a steady upward trend, and the attendance rate is also ranked second after the Siege of Kowloon walled city. Based on the current trend, professional forecasting agency Maoyan predicts that the film's total box office is expected to hit the 800 million mark. At the same time, although the action film Peacekeeping Riot Squad starring Wang Jingyu, Wang Yibo, etc. had a high filming rate and box office at the beginning, it subsequently showed a clear downward trend. The daily box office gradually dropped from 136 million yuan to 76.14 million yuan. The attendance rate is only about half of that of the Siege of Kowloon walled city and Thelma and Louise. Maoyan predicts that the final total box office of the film may be around 600 million yuan. The Hong Kong-style action film The Siege of Kowloon walled city, directed by Paul Chin and starring Louis Koo, Sammo Hung, and Simon Yam, performed the strongest. Before the film was officially released, it had already accumulated more than 80 million yuan in box office through large-scale screening activities. After the official release, the film's schedule and daily box office continued to rise, and the attendance rate on the third day even surpassed Thelma and Louise to become the first place. On Douban, where movie fans gather, the score of the Siege of Kowloon walled city reached 7.5 points, and the score on the public ticket purchasing platform Maoyan was as high as 9.4 points. It has the best reputation among the May Day live-action movies. Therefore, the film's final total box office is expected to reach second place in the May 1st box office, and may even win the championship. In the May Day movie market, the counterattack success of Thelma and Louise undoubtedly brought surprises to the audience. With its comedy elements and cast, the film successfully attracted a large audience and achieved steady box office growth. Although Peacekeepers achieved good results at the beginning, its subsequent performance was not satisfactory, and both box office and attendance rates declined. In contrast, the Siege of Kowloon walled city has won the favor of the audience with its high-quality production and good reputation, and has become a dark horse in the May Day schedule. The level of a movie's box office depends largely on the audience's reputation and the quality of the movie itself. The reason why Thelma and Louise and the Siege of Kowloon walled city were able to perform well at the box office was largely due to their high audience satisfaction. Although Peacekeepers attracted a large audience at the beginning, its subsequent performance failed to meet the audience's expectations, resulting in a decline in box office and attendance. The competition in the film market is very fierce. In order for a film to stand out among many films, in addition to having an attractive storyline and high-quality production, it also needs to have a good reputation and audience satisfaction. The success of Thelma and Louise and the Siege of Kowloon walled city are good proof of this. The decline of Peacekeepers reminds film producers that only by continuously improving the quality of films can they win the hearts of the audience and succeed in the highly competitive film market. The box office of Peacekeepers and Riot Squad exceeded 300 million yuan. Chinese audiences often have a ticket for heroes. It was released for 3 days and the box office exceeded 300 million yuan. The movie Peacekeepers and Riot Squad continues to lead the May Day box office list. The film is based on the real peacekeeping operations of the Chinese peacekeeping police, and strives to show their life and death moments when they go deep into the smoke-filled mission area to perform peacekeeping tasks despite the dangers. Producer Liu Weiqiang, director Li Dachao, and starring actors such as Wang Jingyu, Wang Yibo, and Zhuo all have experience in shooting blockbusters, action scenes, or military themes. According to netizens who gave positive reviews, the high-octane martial arts such as fighting, explosions, and gun battles in the film are exciting to watch. The literary drama interspersed with intense scenes are limited in duration, but it is these that can highlight the Chinese people's love for peace and their love for peace. The content of the value concepts of gentlemen and disparity can be more moving than the fight drama. With the release of Peacekeeping Riot Squad, the official Weibo account of the United Nations News Center and the official WeChat public account of the National Immigration Bureau have posted articles to promote the film, and even praised the prototype group Chinese Blue Helmets. From wearing blue berets from that moment on, they were determined to travel thousands of miles for world peace, move forward bravely, and stick to their foreign land. The moment when reality and the big screen intertextualize is not a footnote in the film market. Chinese audiences often have a vote for heroes. New mainstream movies resonate with the audience. At the Beijing premiere of Peacekeeping Riot Squad, Mao Rongfeng, an equipment expert from the Ministry of Public Security, who has been awarded the Peace Medal twice by the United Nations and has performed more than 10 overseas peacekeeping missions during his service, received warm applause from the audience. On the day, the former peacekeeping police put on the uniforms they had worn 20 years ago and paid tribute to the creators as peacekeeping veterans, saying, "Thank you for carrying forward the main theme and writing an epic peacekeeping chapter with movies." In fact, China's new mainstream films have gradually developed over the past few years and have been recognized by academia, industry and audiences. According to Yin Hong, vice chairman of the China Film Association, new mainstream movies are rooted in reality and are a combination of mainstream values in the mainstream market. The value expression of new mainstream movies has better resonated with the audience, and has achieved a certain response in the market. This is because the new mainstream movies have made innovations in conveying values, such as attaching importance to individual value and destiny. The relationship between the individual, the collective, and the country focuses on the performance of ordinary people standing up, etc. In Peacekeeping Riot Team, at the request of the United Nations and dispatched by the country, peacekeeping police officers such as Yu Weidong, Yang Zhen, Ding Wei, and Zhou Jiaxuan went to a distant place. Go to a foreign country and go deep into a war-torn mission area to perform peacekeeping missions. They are peacekeeping police officers who are wise and courageous, calm and fearless when performing tasks, but they are not all-powerful supermen. Several members of the peacekeeping team in the film have respectively shaped the history of the characters. Some are absent fathers in life, and some are young and energetic. They are finally able to perform tasks on behalf of the country. Rather than being gifted, they are seen as daily routines. The training and hard work carried out day by day make ordinary people perform extraordinary things. It is the emotional qualities of these people with flesh and blood, tears and pain that make peacekeeping police, a group that is rarely shown on the big screen, more approachable and relatable. People are optimistic about new mainstream movies becoming mainstream in the market. However, scholars also remind that as the overall level of the Chinese film industry improves, creators need to pay more attention to the emotional core of new mainstream films while pursuing high concepts and commerciality. Although the high-octane blockbuster scenes attract attention, the rich and profound Chinese culture, values and emotions behind them also deserve a richer and more diverse presentation and telling. These emotional cores are the key to the film truly touching the hearts of the audience and arousing resonance. Therefore, when creating new mainstream films, creators should not only focus on commerciality and visual effects, but also on emotional expression and cultural connotation. By deeply exploring Chinese culture and emotions and integrating them into the plot and character creation of the film is made more colorful and fascinating, thereby winning the recognition and love of more audiences. Today, as the Chinese film industry continues to develop, new mainstream films are not only commercial products, but also disseminators of Chinese culture and values. Therefore, creators have the responsibility to create films with more depth and emotion and present a more colorful movie world to the audience. Peacekeeping Riot Squad has made useful explorations in exploring the spiritual inheritance of the Chinese police. Among them, the relationship between the two protagonists is particularly prominent. When he was young, Yang Zhen could not understand that his father had sacrificed his life to protect Yu Weidong. He felt grudge against Yu Weidong and determined to become a better policeman. However, when the two fought side by side, Yang Zhen witnessed with his own eyes the Captain Yu Weidong always step forward and always put himself as the first responsible person. The young man gradually understood the weight and hardship of the professional honor of the police. This kind of plot allows the audience to have a deeper understanding of the spiritual inheritance of the Chinese police. Through such a plot arrangement, Peacekeeping Riot Squad not only demonstrates the responsibility and professionalism of the Chinese police, but also shows the growth and emotional changes between the characters. Through the perspective of the protagonist Yang Zhen, The audience can feel the nobility and greatness of the police profession, and understand the responsibilities and pressures they bear in the process of maintaining social peace and order. This kind of plot design makes the film not only an action movie, but also a work full of depth and emotion, triggering the audience's thinking and understanding of the spirit of the Chinese police. This has positive significance for enhancing the international influence of Chinese films and spreading Chinese culture and values. Peacekeeping Riot Squad profoundly depicts the role and responsibilities of the Chinese peacekeeping police in international affairs by showing the dilemmas and challenges faced by the peacekeeping team during the execution of their missions. During the execution of their missions, the peacekeeping team is often exposed to an environment where plague is raging, artillery fire is flying, organized crime and terrorism are rampant. Under these difficult conditions, peacekeeping police not only have to deal with extreme environmental challenges, but also face the vigilance and doubts of local people about them in the process of communicating with local people. Language barriers are often an insurmountable gap. The peacekeeping team must gradually change the locals' attitude towards them and gain their valuable trust through various methods, including patient listening, respecting local culture and customs, and showing their sincerity and goodwill. Under the premise of strictly abiding by the minimum use of force principle, peacekeeping police must do their best to protect civilians, overcome the heavy fire blockade of violent armed groups, and maintain peace and security. The film not only shows the heroic actions and mission of the peacekeeping police in extreme environments, but also emphasizes China's attitude towards treating others as equals and its firm pursuit of peace and friendship. As Mulan, the foreign actor who starred in the film, said, she felt the great love and responsibility of the Chinese people while working with the Chinese team, and the spirit deeply touched her. Through these vivid plots and characters, Peacekeeping Riot Squad shows the audience the image and mission of the Chinese peacekeeping police. It also conveys the concepts of peace and friendship upheld by the Chinese people, and makes a positive contribution to the peace and development of the international community contribute.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.